A number of women are coming forward with claims of sexual misconduct by suspended Western Cape Community Safety MEC Albert Fritz. Fritz was suspended after a junior staffer recently made allegations of a sexual nature against him. eNCA's Ronald Masinda joins me now for an update on that situation. So we've been sort of peeling at this onion one layer at a time, Ronald, simply because the Premier, Alan Winde, has not been that forthcoming with the information and details of what exactly we're dealing with. But slowly, we're starting to get a picture of what the allegations are that have led to Albert Fritz being suspended, as well as the 4 other officials.
Yes, indeed, Tulas. Well, only last night or late afternoon yesterday, when the Premier Alan Winde released a statement, in it he stated that he had approached a legal service unit of the Western Cape government who instructed the state attorney to appoint an independent legal counsel to institute these investigations, and only until that state attorney has revealed some sort of progress will we sooner to finding out what these actual allegations are. Of course, we've heard several women came forward claiming rather that they were sexually assaulted, they were sexually harassed by MEC, the MEC here in the province of Cape Community Safety. But what I can tell you at this stage is that there continues to be more revelations that continue to unravel. Only this morning did I speak to one of the sources who says that she too will also come out and is willing to testify against Albert Fritz. She says that she used to work in the Department of Social Development, and that during her tenure did she also experience issues of misconduct. She didn't go into detail to us, but we are expecting a statement this afternoon from her, as she is continuing to consult her legal team. But what we can also establish at this stage is that there are several other women who are willing to come forward. We do know that the ANC in the province has also stated that many other women are expected to come forward, and that during that announcement made by Alan Winde, he did state that he felt that he had to suspend the community safety MEC, given the seriousness of the charges and also the number of women who came forward with the affidavits when he requested them. Just to give you also another update on this particular matter, Tulas, we earlier on tried to get some word from the MEC Albert Fritz. We went to his house, and it seems it's either he was not home at that stage or he was reluctant to answer us at the door. But what I can tell you, we tried our very best to find out from him as to, what sort of action is he taking, what sort of involvement is he going to take with regards to the allegations leveled against him. All we saw inside the house was a parked car and several dogs that were barking inside the house. So that's all we got from our visit earlier on.
Yeah, Ronald, just looking at this situation, first Albert Fritz gets suspended, and the number of women that you are mentioning that have either come forward to make allegations against him or are prepared to do that. It seems to me that we could be dealing with something really big in this particular situation that can be likened to other moments in time in the battle against the abuse of women internationally, the Me Too movement that we saw, Jeffrey Epstein and the allegations that came out around R. Kelly, certainly from the numbers that you've been talking about, that potentially could end up making one kind of allegation or another. And in that view, I believe it is supported by the fact that there were other people now, other officials also suspended. What's your sense, Ronald? Is this systemic? Are we likely to see a really big scandal coming out of there, perhaps forcing a bigger conversation around these issues nationally?
It really does have the potential to be a really big scandal, because when we talk about when the MEC served as the development or in that capacity, social development, he he was there from 2011 to 2019. So some of these women actually worked during those periods of time. Some of them have since left, while others have either occupied the same positions or have moved on within the Western Cape government. But what the other allegations we've heard is that some people have been, or the women rather, have been reluctant to speak out because they still have jobs. They were given promotions during the height of these allegations. But what we got from Premier Alan Winde is that he was only alerted late last year, around the 23rd of November last year, when a third person informed him informally about women coming forward with her own complaint. It was only until then that he wanted a proper investigation done, and then several other women came forward with their affidavits stating their own cases, and it became apparent then that this could be quite a big story, big story here in the Western Cape, because what we can also say to us is that, having spoken to another source who worked in the department, without even mentioning his name, because he said it off record, that he has since left the Department of Social Development, but what he got from his own experiences was that a lot of the things were shielded away from him, in a way that the MEC didn't tell him a lot of what was going on, and he felt that he needed to know what was going on, because there were alleged trips with young girls that the MEC went on, and these trips he was told that they were business trips, yet he needed to know whether it was business or pleasure, because he didn't get that information. But what I can tell you at this stage, we are in Mitchell's Plain, and the allegation also here is to us that a lot of the women who've come forward hail from Mitchell's Plain. Many of them were interns when they were recruited allegedly by the MEC's Office of Social Development and also of Community Safety. And the involvement of these 4 individuals who have been suspended, we are led to believe that they have been suspended because it is alleged that they also had their way in terms of grooming these young women into their respective positions at work. But also there's these allegations that don't seem to go away of trips going on to the West Coast, taking these young ladies on, whining and dining them, only to get them drunk, and then the misconduct charges have started, to rake up. But what we are being told on the ground is this is far from over. The Premier of the province has stated that even though at this stage he won't be pressing charges with the police, he will respect the process of the investigation to take place. But it seems like there are women who could even be pressing their own charges.
Sure. All right. It seems to me like a boil has been lanced there in that situation, Ronald Masinda, and the pus that's likely to come out of that will likely be stinky. It is likely to be really disgusting. Let's see how it all unfolds in the coming days, weeks and months.